Welcome to the Boston Art Podcast. I am Brian Huntress.
I'm Theodora Earthworms.
And this is the episode.
Woo!
We're lying down right now, and Theo has a migraine.
I always have a migraine.
You
Everything
do?
sucks.
You have a migraine sometimes.
I get them so much. Like at least twice a month.
I don't think that's true.
Every week, every minute.
I'm sorry you have a migraine. We had big plans today.
Maybe it'll go away.
You have plans later, too. Are you still going to do those?
Yeah,
Oh, you poor sweet thing.
I have to.
You have to go to your dinner party.
It's not even a whole party. It's gonna be me and two of my friends. So it's gonna be me and Kate and Alex. And we're gonna cook. And I was supposed to go to the grocery store.
Do you have to go to the grocery store today before that?
We never picked an ingredients list, so we could go tonight too. We're just making tacos.
You're going to go with them, though? Or do me and you have to go?
I was gonna go first, but then we never decided what we needed, so I guess I'll just go with them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I respect that.
We're just gonna hang out because Kate's going on vacation.
That's fun.
Yeah, she's leaving tomorrow.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, as long as I'm not dead. I don't even know why I'm dehydrated. I'm not hungover. I didn't do anything irresponsible. I'm drinking water.
So, you actually haven't been, though.
No, I have.
No, you haven't.
I drink water all the time.
I had one whole cup this week.
I don't remember if I had some yesterday. What is yesterday? What did we do yesterday? I went for...
Oh, you got tea with your grandmother.
Yeah, and then I went to that show. And I woke up and we went to Dunk's. And I got an iced tea, and I took 2 sips, and then I had a whole pot of tea with my Grammy. Or actually, yeah, a whole pot.
Did you get food at Dunk's?
Yes, I ate food, and I ate food at tea. But now that I think about it, I only drank tea all day yesterday.
You were just ripping tea.
Yeah, and that's dehydrating, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, and then we went to a punk show at a skate park, and I was outside.
Yeah, that was fun. I posted a video of it on my TikTok. If
It was
anyone
a lot
wants
of
to go
fun.
watch it.
Yeah.
It's just a quick little clip. Our friends from Cape Cod have shows at the Falmouth Skate Park. Good times.
It was wicked fun.
It's really nice because it's a very weird skate park because it's a super shitty, dangerous 90s skate park, but right next to it is a brand new one.
Yeah.
That was built
stitched.
a year or two ago. So it's just these 2 skate parks just twinned next to each other. It's one of them is Gen X and the other one is Gen Z.
It's like when you watch one of those TikToks duets where it's duet this in a year, and it's them shitty, and then it's them happy.
How's your month TikTok going, by the way?
Pretty good. It's July.
Yeah, you're 7 clips into that.
Yeah, I'm making one. It's a video of me for every month of the year. And it's kind of funny because I just did it as a meme, and I was just keeping up with it. But you can actually see me getting happier throughout the year. Because I had a really shitty, depressing job when I started the year.
Yeah.
And I was kind of sad a lot. But now I have a ton of friends, and I have a wonderful partner, and a bunch of things in my life that make me happy. And I have a job that I like. So I'm usually happier looking. And I got hotter too.
Always getting hotter.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not really a linear thing, getting hotter or not as hot. I feel like it's more...
It has to do with your mood, I think.
Yeah. People are definitely more attractive when they're in a better mood.
Yeah, it's a self-image thing.
Yeah, when people are mean, they're not attractive.
That's true too, yeah. Even somebody who was attractive when you first saw them can get really ugly really fast if they're terrible.
And their lips turn into worms, and their eyes look like creepy marbles that slurp every time they look in a different direction. Their eyes make a... Imagine if your eyes made sounds when you looked in different places.
Sometimes, there's been times when I've been really sick that they did that.
Do you think that We are stupid.
Yeah. I don't think you're stupid.
Really?
I think I'm stupid, though.
I don't think you're stupid, but I think I'm stupid.
Maybe we're both stupid.
Okay. I suppose that's possible.
Either we're both stupid or we're both smart. So I guess it's up to how confident we are.
What the fuck does that mean?
Either way, I agree with you.
I agree with you too.
And you're always right. Except for when you're wrong.
Except for when I'm a fucking idiot. Except for when you're right.
Yeah. We can take turns.
We take turns being very smart and right.
But neither of us are wrong at the same time.
Ever.
Ever.
I think we mentioned that one time, the possibility, like, can you imagine if, like, there are probably times where we were both just completely wrong and stupid at the same time, but we didn't know.
The thing that scares me about that is that I know for a fact that I make, like, I don't think I make stupid decisions a lot that have, like, dire consequences. Like, I think I'm pretty responsible. But I think I do make, like, ridiculous decisions a lot. Like, I feel like I've heard that feedback from friends and stuff before, that I'm, like, funny to be around because I do weird shit. And I know that about you, too.
That I do weird shit.
Yeah. So the fact that I have
shit.
zero memories of us doing something where I can say that we both were being, like, dumb or weird means that we definitely did and don't know. Because I know for a fact it's happened at least once, but I cannot supply any evidence of it happening.
Yeah, that's actually kind of an interesting thought, that I also am in a position in life where my dubious choices do not have dire consequences.
Which makes them fine, I think.
Which is kind of an interesting idea, because I feel like I have been at points in my life where my stupid decision making had terrible consequences.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. And all of those times were when I was younger.
Well, I feel like part of being an adult is doing cost-benefit analysis on impulsive decisions. Like, randomly going to a show you weren't going to go to before because someone asked you to, and just spur of the moment changing the plan. That's an example of something kind of wacky you could do that wouldn't hurt anybody. But maybe, like, jumping off a building on a skateboard. Bad move.
I did that when I was in middle school. It was like a 1-floor roof.
Did you get hurt?
No. I think I might have hurt my feet, but I didn't get injured.
That's good.
I got some injuries recently. The podcast doesn't know about this, but I participated in a motorcycle race. That was a bad decision. That was a wacky decision that I made.
See, the thing about that, though, is that wasn't just a random thing that you did. Like, your dad and your brother were there, too.
Yeah, we signed up for it.
So that's a little more understandable,
Paid $30. Basically, it wasn't like a motorcycle race. It was a mini bike race, which is a small motorcycle, or any size motorcycle, but it's a motorcycle with a lawnmower engine. And they go very fucking fast. They fly. And it essentially was a motocross dirt bike race for pull start motors.
Can you still hear me when I'm in here?
It's probably a little bit faint, but, I mean, if you want to be in there for a little bit, that's okay.
I just need to cover my eye because it's very bright.
You need, like, a eye cover.
Yeah. My head hurts.
Yeah.
Go on with your story, sorry.
Oh, no, but yeah, it's a cool thing. If anyone in Massachusetts knows about this, it's in Wareham. It was called the Gomez Mini Bike Massacre, and it was basically, there was like there was hundreds of people there. It was easily over 1,000 people there, but it was just a huge mini bike, dirt bike race event on some fucking guy's farm. And it was pure chaos because everybody was drunk and people were like crashing motorcycles and being fucking stupid and wiping out and going really fast. And I raced as well, and I was one of those people, and I ate shit on the bike really bad. I went off a jump on the bike, and I fell as I went up the jump, landed on it, rolled, my bike flipped over and I scraped my knee really bad. Also, before the race, I didn't know this, but mini bike engines get extremely like death
Wait,
deadly hot.
this happened before the race?
The burn? Yeah, when I
Yeah.
burn my leg. Basically, they get so unbelievably hot that if you even brush up against the engine with your skin, it will mortally wound you.
Mortally.
Yeah.
Brian's dead.
Like it will cause a literal fatality. It will hurt so bad. And that's what happened. And I have a gigantic fucking... Not a gigantic... It's like the size of a GameCube disc. Just like a circular, horrible burn on my leg. And that sucked really bad. Because then right after that, I went on a brief camping excursion with some family down to the Delmarva Peninsula in Delaware. And I...
This is such a wacky story.
And then I went
The
swimming
sequence of events.
on a beach on a 90-degree day. And I had a gigantic scrape on my leg because I fell at a skate park and scraped my knee. And I had a big burn on my leg from the mini bike, both of which had scabbed over at this point. Then I went swimming in the ocean, and both of the scabs were moisturized from the salt water and had become basically open wounds again because they had gotten completely wet, which is something that happens. And then I laid on the beach with no sunscreen and got sunburnt all over my body and face and legs. And I got sunburned on the open burn and open scrape, which then caused my whole leg to be inflamed and burned and oozing, and I could barely even bend my knee, and I could not walk or stand on my leg very well at all. It hurt unbelievably badly, and it was fucking horrible. You know what's funny is the solution ended up being so simple, but I just put aloe vera all over my leg,
Yeah.
around the wounds, and I was good. It was like I had a brand new leg.
Yeah.
But yeah, the wounds were like oozing and fucking red all around them and sunburned, and it was fucking bad. They still hurt. The scrape and the burn are healing, but even if you touch them, they hurt so bad. I can't even like kneel down
How long
or
have they
bend
been
my
healing
knee.
for?
What?
How long have they been healing for?
Like a week or two. 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Damn, dude.
Yep.
So I think the moral of the story is that you need to fucking chill out.
I need to stop making stupid choices. I don't regret any of it though. I regret not knowing that you could get sunburned on an injury,
Yeah.
like on top of that.
I wouldn't have known that that would be more of a
Who the
danger.
fuck knew that was a thing?
Yeah. So, good to know for the future. You should get some waterproof band-aids next time.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Shield that shit.
Yep. Also, I don't know if salt water on like an open wound is a good idea. Like, I don't know if that's advisable to swim in the ocean while you're like bleeding from your leg.
I've heard that that's actually good for wounds.
Really?
Yeah, that it like helps it heal faster. That's like a thing that my mom used to say when I was a kid.
Interesting.
Couldn't tell you why.
You look like you're falling asleep over there.
I'm not. My eye just hurts so fucking bad.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you have a migraine?
This just happens to me sometimes. My body just sort of sucks. Another fun part about this is that, for those who have hung out with me recently, you'll know, I've been complaining because I also have an ear infection on the other side of my head for like a week. I don't know if it's an ear infection. It's like, I never got a fever, and it never got gross and swollen like it does when you get an ear infection. But, because I'm prone to those and I get them pretty often, so I'm used to it. But it felt stiff and like my jaw hurt wicked bad, and now the other side hurts. And I'm wondering if maybe I've been grinding my teeth in my sleep or something, because I woke up today, it felt like shit, and I've been like nauseous and my eyes hurt. Hurts like super bad, like Jesus Christ.
Man, that sucks.
Like through my eyeball and my temple and like my teeth. But yeah, the ear part, the other side seems fine now. Like I think it's not hurting as bad, but the side that was good yesterday now hurts very, very bad.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, maybe I should tell my friends this is going on. Because I have to drive like an hour to get to where I'm supposed to be.
Interesting. Maybe I could drive you and then drop you off so you can do a dinner party and drink wine and stuff. And then I could just go to Lynch Family Skate Park.
Oh, that would actually be so lovely if you wanted
I could
to do
just
that.
skate. But the
I
thing
do
is,
have to
the
work
lights
tomorrow.
at Lynch shut off at 9:15, so that after that I would just be like, well, what do I do now? Just stand around?
Well, I do
Maybe
have
I
work
could
tomorrow.
do that. That does sound fun.
You also could probably just come and hang out with
No.
us when you're done.
No, it's not that I don't want to hang out with them because they're very nice people. But
We also might be done by then.
yeah, but I just don't want to be like the one. You really want to be the one person that brought your partner to the dinner party?
Well, it's also Jordan's gonna be there.
Oh yeah.
Alex lives with her
We can have a play date.
boyfriend. Yeah, you can hang out with the.
You can put me in another room.
Jordan has a guitar.
With the other guy.
Jordan has guitars and.
Yeah, he plays guitars too. You guys can talk about guitars. In video games. You guys like video games, right?
Yeah. You guys can go play while we cook.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
I'm kidding too. It's fine. But yeah, no, whatever. I don't know. I'll see how the migraine goes. But it's not really like that. It's just gonna be me and Kate and Alex. I'm sure they won't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it was like right as it was ending anyway. You just came in to say hi.
Right.
So whatever. If you don't want to do that too, I could also just drive myself. It'll probably be fine by then.
Yeah, you'll probably be good in like an hour or two. I feel like, I know you don't want to sleep because we're planning to record today.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you took a nap for 2 hours, you'd be fine.
That's probably true, but 2 hours is so much time in my day.
Yeah, that's a good chunk.
Maybe for like 30 minutes. The thing I'm worried about is sometimes when I push through a migraine and just keep going about my day, the next day, instead of going away, it's worse.
Oh, it says, you thought you could get rid of me?
Yeah, and then I
I'll
just
fucking
fucking
kill
throw up
you.
and I'm in bed all day long.
Yeah, I can't
I'm pretty
call
annoyed
out.
though, because normally when I get a migraine, it's because I'm like I really actually wasn't like being nice to my body, or like I didn't eat very much for a couple of days, or like I didn't drink any water for like a week and a half, or like I drank a bunch like 2 days previous and never recovered. But I didn't do any of that. I've been eating pretty good. Yesterday specifically, I didn't drink enough water, and it was kind of hot. Maybe that was all it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like I don't see a clear cause for this right now. My period just ended though, and I guess my reproductive organs hate me.
Right.
So 2 weeks out of every month. We were talking about this earlier. I'm just murdered.
I was reading online about causes, and one of them was hormonal migraines.
Every month on my period, I get a migraine so bad I have to call out of work. And I've been trying really hard to make them happen on my days off instead, or like push them out of the way, because I don't want to be the person that calls out on their period every month. But it's tough out here. I really do get like face fucked by my period every month. And I've told my doctor this so many times. I've had many doctors since I was like 18 or so. And every time I'm like, hey, this is happening. I'm fucked. And they're like, I don't know.
Oh no, bro.
Sorry about that.
Try
That's
drinking
fucked.
some water.
Like, what's your pain tolerance? You know it's supposed to hurt, right? Like, you know that when you have your period, like, blood comes out and it hurts you?
Did they say that to you?
I'm joking, but, like, also kind of, yeah.
Wow.
They're like, is it normal amounts of pain? I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, do you know there are some people... do you know there are some people who get their period for, like, 2 days and have no pain? And then it goes away. And I'm over here, like, fucking, like, benched for, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm crazy, also. Just crying over everything.
That feels normal, though. Isn't that like a pretty...
It's not supposed to be normal.
Well, you do that anyway.
Cry all the time?
Yeah.
Rude? Not true? I only cry a bit.
That's okay. It's healthy to cry.
Okay.
It's good to cry every once in a while. It's good to have a healthy cry.
I feel like me crying all the time is something that started happening the last, like, year and a half.
Really? Why?
Because I didn't, like... Well, actually, that's not true. I still cried and stuff, but I didn't cry... Like, when I was actually upset, I would just get mad and, like, not acknowledge it. And now I feel like it's a good thing that I cry because I actually acknowledge my feelings when they're happening. I feel like something that happens to me a lot that makes me feel a little bit crazy, but also happens and is fine, I guess, is that I'll just be, like, weeping, and then I'll just, like, feel better, and I just stop. And I'm just like, huh.
Hey, well, that was good. Most of the time that I cry, it's because I was, like, just driving or hanging out doing something, and I just thought of something unbelievably sad.
Brian.
Well, just that it is fake. Like, I'll think of something that isn't even real, that has nothing to do with me. Like, I'll just, like, imagine, like, somebody, like, being taken away from their family and put in prison, and I'll be like, that's so sad. I'll just start crying or something. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just will think of just some horrible scenario that isn't even real.
You're fucked.
And it makes me sad.
There was that time that we were driving and we saw a squirrel crossing the road, and I was like, oh, a squirrel! Then he got hit by an SUV and killed, and I started sobbing.
When was that?
It was when we were driving to Hull, I think.
Oh.
A couple weeks ago. And then I was like, what if he's not dead yet? We have to turn around. And you were like, no.
Oh, yeah, you were freaking out about that.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad time.
I mean,
because I was serious.
I feel like I have a pretty morbid view on roadkill, where it's like, I think it's sad, and I think it sucks that it happens, but it's like, what on earth can you do about that?
Yeah.
Like, roadkill is never going to change, right? Like, it's just going to be that's a permanent part of life. Like, animals are just going to die on the road.
I feel like we could put up, like, walls or some shit.
That's a horrible idea. Can you imagine if every, like, highway just had, like, big fucking walls blocking the highway?
I think, like, just tunnels, man. Like, just tunnels all the time.
Just tunnels, but, like, outdoor tunnels.
Yeah.
They're, like, not going underneath anything or through anything. There would probably still be animals in them.
Yeah,
the animals
there'd be
would
rats
just go
in there.
them. There'd also be, like, people in them.
Damn. Yeah, I think the thing that just hit me really hard about that was, like, I honestly am really sensitive about roadkill, to be honest. Like, when I see it...
It's not pretty. It's pretty horrible to see.
It makes me feel so sad, because they're all so innocent. Like, they don't even understand that cars can kill them. That's why they died. It's like little babies just in the road. But then that one was alive, and he was running, and he got scared, and he turned around and ran right into the tires, because he thought he'd be safer going backwards. And I was like, you just don't understand at all what's happening right now.
I have 2 roadkill stories. One, do you want to pick which one I tell you?
What are the options?
One was a bird, and the other one was you were there for.
I was there for?
Yeah.
I want to know that one. What was I there for?
Well, we were driving. We were at a red light, and Noah was in the back seat, and it was me, you, and Noah in the car. And there was a mouse in the road, just scurrying in the road. And all of us saw it at the same time. We're like, look, a mouse. And then the guy at the red light next to us, like, he could hear us, too. Everyone had their windows down, and he had his windows down. And then he ran over the mouse with his truck. And then all of us were like, oh, my God. And then the guy just, like, cackled. Like, he just started, like, ha, 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 like, howling with laughter because he heard us all gasp because the mouse died. And then he drove away.
Yeah, what an evil fuck. The most important part of that story is that we were at a red light. Like, he didn't even need to move his car.
It's crazy, too, because I kind of don't believe that he did that on purpose either. I think it was a perfect accident because, like, how could anybody be that precise that they could run over a tiny mouse with a giant truck? Like, you couldn't do that twice.
But he accelerated a little bit. Like, he moved forward.
He did, and then he killed the mouse, and he thought it was funny. And that was fucked up. It was horrible.
Jesus Christ.
The other story that I was going to tell you, I was driving one time, and... No, I think I was parked, and I was near a main road.
Yeah.
No, I think I was driving, but I was going really slow, and an oncoming car in the other lane, this is in Weymouth, a bird flew into the guy's tire. Like, just
Holy
flew
shit.
at a truck into the side of the truck. And it sounded like a piece of paper getting, like, pulled into a fan.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, and I was horrified. It was in 2018.
Why are you telling me these horrible things?
I figured they'd be really good, good comforting stories for your migraine.
Makes my migraine better, yeah.
Yeah. Hearing about terrible...
Maybe we should rewatch Dunkirk again, too.
Yeah, we watched that movie Dunkirk featuring Cillian Murphy the other day.
And Harry Styles.
And Harry Styles, and thinking that it was... Because we're doing this thing now where we were watching a lot of TV shows together, but we finished all of our TV shows. And instead of starting a new one, we decided to focus more on movies.
Yeah, so
And we're also
turns now.
not watching the MCU because we are completely caught up.
Well, we're not. Thor: Love and Thunder.
There's a couple new ones, but I mean, like, we're caught up with the rest of them.
Yeah.
But so we're doing movie picks now, where you pick a movie and then I pick a movie, and both of us complain miserably about the other one's pick each time. I hate all of your picks, and you hate all of mine.
That's not true.
But no,
You liked a
no,
bunch
no,
of
no,
my
no.
picks.
We hate them before we watch them, and then once we watch them, we're like, all right, it was actually good.
You keep picking movies that are about, like, they're like historical fiction. A couple of them have been about, like, the politics and economy of 2008, and then we watched Dunkirk.
We also watched Sandlot because I thought Sandlot would hold up as, like, this timeless classic about childhood and,
Yeah.
Midwest Americana. Or
You're just
whatever
on a
the fuck.
streak of, like, dad movies right now.
But no, like, dude, Sandlot sucked.
Yeah, it blew.
It didn't hold up.
The misogyny was really disappointing to watch. So I was like, wow, 10-year-old me watched this. That's fucked up.
It was kind of cringe.
Yeah.
It was a little cringe. I mean, I have fond memories of liking it as a kid, but, like, I don't fucking give a shit about baseball. Fuck baseball.
I really liked baseball when I was a kid.
I fucking literally, like, being forced to play baseball was, like, traumatic as a child. I hated it so much.
I was always trying to play baseball. Like, when I would hang out with my cousins and their friends and stuff, we would always play baseball in their yard. And there were always a ton of us, and I would try and play with them.
My neighbors growing up were, like, wiffle ball fucking fanatic idiot kids, and they were older than me and my brother. And we would always play with them, but they were, like, horrible. Like, they would, like... It was so crazy, because sometimes they would just hit the wiffle ball, and it would just, like, line drive, like, hit you shirtless, like, in your back, or, like, in your side, or, like, in the face. And it was like they did it on purpose. Like, it was like they could hit the wiffle ball directly at you and just kill you with it. And it was never fun playing with them.
That sucks.
And looking back, I kind of think that they were doing that on purpose.
Oh my god.
Because they were older than us, and they would pick on us all the time and steal our, like, Yu-Gi-Oh cards and shit.
That
They were,
sucks.
like, assholes.
What the fuck?
They're, like, normal people now. They were just, I don't know.
Just
They
asshole
were
kids.
They were a few years older than us, so we were easy targets for them to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Huh.
Me and my brother. Good times. Fuck baseball. But yeah, so I picked Dunkirk last night because I thought that it would be like a cool, like, movie about World War II, and there'd be, like, heroism and like a romance B plot or something, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it wasn't like that. It was just like, it was just a anxiety movie about death.
It was
and
really kind of a
dying
horror movie.
and, like, miserably drowning and getting blown up by a plane and shit. It was fucked.
Yeah, and the way
People
that it was
burning
shot
alive
too.
in the ocean.
It was really confusing at first. It started making sense the further in you got, but it was, like, very choppy, the narrative. Like, there were multiple different perspectives going on. You didn't know who anybody was or what was happening, and there was no context provided. And it was just like... And then it tied in later, so it made more sense. But it was very stressful and intentionally stressful.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good movie, but...
We paused it, like, 5 times, so you could apologize to me for picking that movie and ask if we should keep watching it. And I was like, yeah, but I
But
was
see,
like,
that's what you did the other night when you picked fucking...
I'm thinking of Ending Things.
which was
I love that movie.
an equally stressful and painful movie to watch that I hated.
Yeah, but in a different way. It
I
was,
didn't-
like, in a, like, philosophical way.
Yeah, I didn't hate it like it's a bad movie. I hated it because it just made me feel disturbed and unsettled.
See, I liked that about it.
Yeah, I don't want to feel disturbed and unsettled.
But then you picked Dunkirk.
I thought it would be a period piece, heroism, like, wow, I can't believe, man, that generation went through that. What a crazy time in history. I don't know. I thought it would just be some World War II thing.
Yeah.
But it was the World War II thing times 100.
With Harry Styles in it for some reason.
With Harry Styles, he's fine.
He plays kind of like an asshole character, too.
Yeah.
Like, understandably so. He was in extreme duress, but...
Good job, Harry Styles. You're
He's
an
like a
actor
Lord of
now.
the Flies guy.
You're an actor now. Good job.
He did do a good job.
Would you be an actor if you could?
Yeah, I like acting.
You do. That seems like an unrequited passion of yours.
Yeah.
Like you would, like, I don't know.
Unrequited.
Like, I mean, just something that you would love to do, but is like, there isn't really an easy avenue. Like, life isn't giving you a clear path to do that.
It's not very accessible unless you want to spend a bunch of money, I feel like.
Yeah, right.
But now I play D&D, so...
Oh yeah, that's like that's like role playing, right?
We haven't played yet, but yeah. I have a bunch of fantasy stories that I'm writing too.
Oh yeah, doing a little fantasy.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm gonna write again this November.
NaNoWriMo.
I only write in November.
Yeah, finish the story from last year.
It's
It
my
was really
curse.
good.
Yeah,
I
good
liked
times. I think about that story still pretty often. The more I think about it, though, the more I notice massive gaping holes in the story.
Well, you weren't deep enough to have it be a problem. You could just fix them.
Yeah. Something that I've done many times in fiction attempts is that I try to world build so much for so long that it actually robs me of the writing process, and I don't do it.
Huh.
Because I feel like you ever... I feel like I see you do this every once in a while, but you ever have a project that you need to do? Like just something, I don't know, like maybe you need to like set up a shelf in your room, or like you're planning a trip, or like just something that needs some kind of planning.
Yeah.
And you plan so much, and what am I trying to say? Like, there's two ways you could go about it. Like, you can, like, alright, I feel like the easy thing to do when planning something is to just get it done in the easiest and fastest way possible. But,
Yeah.
hey,
What? I'm listening.
you're
to you.
sleeping.
You're in the middle of a sentence.
Or you can, or there's what am I trying to say? Or there's basically, it's not really paralysis by analysis, but it's that you plan so much and you make the plan so grandiose and so complex that it actually makes it impossible to do.
Yeah.
And it becomes daunting because you made such a crazy plan.
Yeah, like you made the stakes really high.
Yeah, and then you don't do it because you're like, it's too hard now. Now
Yeah.
I've cursed myself with this giant idea
Yeah.
when I should have just done it like gesturally, simply. You know what I mean? Instead of making it.
Yeah. I can really relate to that. I feel like I do that a lot.
Yeah.
It's really fun to draft an idea and like make it as big and cool as possible, but then you actually have to do it.
Right. Yeah. Damn. How you doing over there? You sound like you're half dreaming.
I kind of am.
I wonder if we're gonna end up with a rare instance of you sleep talking on the podcast.
That would be funny.
Because you do that when we have conversations while you're falling asleep. Sometimes you'll just randomly go, "Yeah, and the cat in the bathhouse," and I'm like, "What?" And then you're just like, "What did you say?"
I don't feel
I didn't say
sleepy
that.
right now. I just like I have to okay, for a visual for the listener, I'm laying down under a blanket with a shirt wrapped around my eye.
Yeah.
So I probably look very sleepy, but I'm really not. I'm just trying to I don't know. It is spreading though. Like it hurts in the top of my jaw and like my cheekbone and across my forehead now.
Do you feel like the headache's getting worse?
It's less intense than it was, but it's spread out more. Like it's more of my head, but less stabby.
That sucks ass.
Yeah, so I'm hoping if I cover my eye, it'll be okay. Imagine if
Yeah.
it's not a migraine, what if it's something else?
Like what?
What if I'm dying?
That would really suck. For me.
For me, more than you. The fuck?
Yeah, it would really suck. Really, really fucking bad. I don't think you are though.
Where
You're
do I
good.
go?
What'd you say?
Oh, it happened.
Yeah, what did you just say?
I said, where do I go?
What were you talking about?
I don't know.
Where do I go?
Alright, maybe I'm a little sleepy. I was imagining a highway overpass and I was on foot and I was trapped. My head hurts.
Oh, you're so sweet. You precious thing.
That was really funny.
Where do I go?
I was listening to you, like I heard what you were saying, but then I was like,
I knew
alright,
that was gonna happen.
in addition to that, we're stuck in the middle of the highway.
Mhm.
No, I'm good.
I know you're good.
You know what I fucking hate about this too is it always happens in like the middle of like the nicest day. Like it'll be my day off and it's sunny and like I had nothing planned and then my body's like, fuck you, idiot.
Yeah.
Get in bed, you little bitch.
Hey, go fuck yourself. Piece of shit.
You know what that reminded me of? It's like not the same thing at all and it was really funny and I didn't get in trouble at all, but I was wicked late to work the other day. There was like mad traffic on the highway and I
shit.
left kind of late. So I'm supposed to be there and clocked in and everything at 9:30 and I clocked in at like 9:42 and I ran up the stairs because also where I work, the time clock, it's like a really big building and the time clock is by the staff door and then you have to run all the way through the bowels of the building and go up this staircase and then go up through the top floor of the building to get to where we have our morning meeting. So if you're late and you're like fucked, like you have like 6 minutes added onto your late time. So I walk in at like 9:45 and they're in the middle of the meeting and all of my coworkers start chanting, Theo, Theo. And I was like, I fucking hate you.
Oh my god.
Like, fuck you guys. And my manager was standing there too and she clapped.
Oh,
She was like, yay, we're glad to have you. You didn't miss anything. And I was like, oh my god.
thank God. Damn.
It was funny though because it was a thing that I started a couple days ago.
You
another
chanted for
person.
somebody else?
Yeah, but they weren't late. We hadn't seen them in a few days, and they hate being the center of attention. So I did it. I was actually Spencer, and I was like, Spencer! Then everyone chanted Spencer, and then I was late, so everyone chanted Theo, and I was like, fuck.
You were like, I brought this upon myself.
Yeah. It was honestly funny, though. It was fine.
Yeah. Sounds sweet. Sounds like a good group.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good gang of people.
I love all of my coworkers right now. They're all very good friends.
That's nice.
Yeah. It is nice. It makes your day-to-day life, like, significantly better when you like the people you work with.
Speaking of work stuff, I have a very weird opportunity that I don't know how to handle.
Really?
Yeah, from TikTok.
Have you told me about this yet?
No, I haven't.
Tell me about it.
But I'm in a dilemma.
Uh-oh. Is it bad?
Not a real dilemma. Basically, so TikTok has this thing now for creators where you can sign up for creator partnerships with brands that are looking to do brand things with creators.
Yeah.
And TikTok has this way of liaisoning that now. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, sign me up. So this one signed up, picked my requested that I do a thing with them.
Oh.
Which
That's
is cool, and they're like, I'm emailing with them now. But they asked me how much money I would charge them for a video. To do a video of me saying how awesome their thing is.
And you have no frame of reference for that?
No frame of reference. I have no idea what to say.
There's definitely blogs about this, or other content creators that have made videos about it.
Like, do I say $50? Do I say $500? Should I say I need $1,000, please? Like, what do I say?
It depends on what the product is. Is it an art product?
It's educational. It's like an educational. I'll tell you about it, but I feel like it would be unprofessional of me to talk about the actual people.
Oh, you know, that's true.
But it's
If
like
it's related to your brand, I would say...
it's edutainment is a word I learned recently that it seems related to.
Okay. Well, because I was going to say, if it was something like fucking leggings or something, I wouldn't charge
Yeah,
too
it's
much
not that.
because they're probably not going to give you much. But if it's actually something where they would benefit from you making the video, you have leverage.
I'd say maybe. I think it would be a good pairing.
So,
But I don't want to mess it up because it's the first time I've ever been like in a position to do that, something like that. And I feel like if I do a shitty job or offend them or something, then it'll mess it up for the future or something.
I would say do some research on other creators that have the same amount of like followers and reach as you, and see if you can find out what people typically charge, so you can get a frame of reference for how much you feel like you're worth within those parameters. Because you don't want to charge too little and then just like blow it for yourself.
$15, please.
But you also don't want to charge like a ridiculous amount and then have them turn you down.
Yeah, that would be a bummer.
So you should find out what the average is.
I mean, I would like to get $1,000 for free.
Yeah, but from one video? Is that normal?
Probably not. I don't know. It doesn't sound normal. I don't know, though. Anyway, but yeah,
What a weird economy.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know. It's making me so anxious.
I wouldn't be anxious. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, I guess. And if we learn how to do it, then we could do it for the podcast maybe too.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And get guapped out.
We need a podcast TikTok.
I know, I made one and made the account and stuff, and I posted some like random stupid things to it, and they weren't good posts.
You posted on it?
I did, yeah.
I didn't know
I didn't
that.
tell you about it because it's cringe. I posted cringe.
You
Accidentally.
posted cringe on Maine, bro?
I posted cringe on Maine, yeah.
Fuck.
A little bit. I'm in the dilemma of finding our content voice for our TikTok. And it's not going well, TBH.
That's okay. I
Yeah.
haven't been helping at all.
Due
So
time.
probably
It's
part of
okay.
it.
We agreed a long time ago to not try to force you to help with that department.
Yeah, but I might be able to help a little.
Maybe, but no pressure, dog.
Dude, I kind of have to pee.
Go pee. I kind of want to get up and go get my coffee because it's on the other side of the room.
Okay, quick little break for us to move a little
Just
bit.
go pee.
What time are we at?
42 minutes.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Dude, I love recording in bed. This is sick.
Is it a lot easier than recording in other places?
Yeah, like sitting in the car watching little kids at McDonald's getting fistfights and trying to talk about art. Like in bed with a towel around my head. I'm chilling.
Talk about art in air quotes. I think that's like the biggest lie of this podcast. Is that it's an art podcast.
It's about being
just
a
not.
working artist, okay?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Jesus. Alright, I'm gonna pee. I'll be right back. Are you gonna
All right.
monologue?
You know, every opportunity I've had to monologue on the podcast, I just like deleted it because it was awkward.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, I did such a shitty job doing that I'm gonna just get rid of it.
My head does feel a little bit better having laid down. Now that I'm standing up, it was throbbing before. It's like, it still hurts, but it's a little better now. So this is helping.
Alright. Theo's in the bathroom now, and I am still laying in bed. I feel like because there was a bit of a silent break in the last few things that I said, that the ad automation for our podcast distribution probably inserted an ad in the last like minute or two, and it was probably some fucking horrible thing that you hated to hear, so I'm sorry, listener, that happened to you. I have to pay the distributor a little bit extra money to be able to have more control over the ad placement and the types of ads. And I don't want to do that right now because we do the podcast for free, so I want to keep the overhead as low as possible. So through that, it makes it so that we have absolutely annoying and possibly even audience deterring advertisements playing like 18 times an episode, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm pretty sure though, if you listen on YouTube, there isn't ads. I'm pretty sure. I know that there isn't pre-rolls.
You didn't get your coffee.
Oh, are you already done?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just talking about the ads because I panicked and didn't know what else to talk about.
Oh, you did monologue? I thought you were gonna not do that.
I usually don't, but this time I decided to not be a baby about it.
Here's your coffee.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I feel like I've been caught doing something that I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Finish your point, so I'm not trying to interrupt.
I actually didn't really have a point. I was actually just basically apologizing to the listeners about the ads again.
Oh, are they still there?
I didn't shut them off. I honestly,
God.
I stubbornly refuse to shut the ads off now. I'll admit it.
I feel
wanna
like
keep the
Parlor
ads.
was pretty bad. That was a threshold
That's true,
crossed, I think.
But I think anybody who listens to us and knows us knows that we don't support Parlor or any right-wing or racist or Trump-related things. We are completely against hostility. We are hostile agents against that.
I'm
Is that too extreme to say, actually?
No,
Anyway.
what the fuck? I mean, well, it depends.
We are active hostile belligerents against anybody like that.
I mean, yeah. I don't know, whatever.
Let's just
I-
pretend it's not real.
I'm really enjoying laying in bed in the middle of the day. I never, ever, ever do this.
Yeah, that's true. It kind of feels like you're just eating a shitload of cake or something.
Yeah, but
And you're like, man, I shouldn't be doing this, but it's awesome.
I mean, yeah, except that usually makes you feel like shit after,
That's
and
true,
I don't feel like
actually.
shit right now. I feel better.
Yeah, actually, that's a horrible comparison. That's
It's like when you eat a fuck ton of vegetables,
oh, okay.
and you're like, I never eat vegetables. What the hell? But they make you feel so good.
You know what I'll never forget?
What?
The one time we got smoothies at that place,
Yeah.
and it made me feel amazing
Yeah.
while I was drinking it, but as soon as it was gone, I instantly felt like shit.
A little speed boost, a little recharge.
Yeah, like I felt like shit, like I just drank a cup of like sugar juice.
Interesting.
And I was like, ooh, like I just had like a horrible, gross sugar crash, and then I was miserable after.
Maybe it did just have a ton of sugar in it.
I think it did, because it was, what did I get? It was like pineapple and kale. Pineapple is a shitload of natural sugar, right?
Yeah, but probably not enough to make you feel sick.
I mean, it's probably enough to make you have a sugar energy boost.
True.
I don't know anything about nutrition.
I know a little about nutrition.
Oh, I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
It just hit me. I'm hungry. Yeah.
Fuck.
That's why I'm being weird now.
No, no, no.
It's okay. I won't be weird. I'll be cool.
I have applesauce. You want some applesauce?
No.
I have mango applesauce too.
No, maybe.
It's pretty good.
No, it's okay. I'll get something.
I have little fruit cups.
So,
Yeah.
how's your migraine?
A little better than when we first started. I don't feel nauseous anymore. My jaw still hurts and my eye still kind of hurts. But it's like a somewhat manageable level of pain. I still don't think I could get in a car right now and drive to Boston, but I think it's definitely improving.
Yeah.
I drank a shit ton of water and took 2 Tylenol right before this, too. So I think it's just taking a little while for my body to settle, you know?
Yeah. Should we talk about interviews? It's probably been a little while since we've had like a good like outreached interview. We've been pretty overworked recently,
Yeah.
and it's been pretty difficult for us internally to make money moves and to really step outside of our universe because of some like other like additional work we're doing outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty taxing and difficult, and you know, just going through some hard times trying to make ends meet, trying to make things work. And sadly, I've been really proud that we've stayed on top of our weekly schedule, and we've had episodes going out, and that's been awesome.
Yeah.
But it's been hard for us to get out of our get out there and into people's studios and into people's workspaces and, linking up with people and hearing new perspectives. So I know that's like a pretty integral part of our mission for this show. You know what I mean? And we haven't been doing that as much, but maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay for now because our audience understands. We just haven't.
Well, I also think
it's been hard,
to cut us a little slack. I think in terms of release, we've been still putting out a lot of interviews.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
We do have this roster. It's a list of a ton of different artists that have either reached out to us themselves or been recommended by people that we know and care about. That have shows coming up and things they want to promote, that really want to get on the show. And we really want to talk to them. And I've been in the process of archiving all of their names and contact information in a spreadsheet so that we can just go down the spreadsheet. But there's so many of them. And so many different people that we need to follow up with. And that would be fine and very fun and exciting, and it is. Except for the fact that I also, on projects that aren't related to this one, that are necessary for my career and for income, work at minimum, between working and commuting, it's minimum 60 hours a week. Because it's, because it's 40 hours working, clocked in, plus 2 hours a day minimum, usually more like 3, but to be generous, let's say 2 hours a day, commute, because I live far the fuck away. So that's 54 hours a week, just at my day job. And then I have another job where I work 5 hours a week, sometimes more than that. Lately it's been more than that. So, yeah. That's not including family stuff or any of our recording time or scheduling time or, like, preparation for the podcast stuff that doesn't actually show up in the podcast, like researching grants and figuring out where we're going to record and stuff like that. So there's just not enough of me, anyway, to
go around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to figure that out.
You got that right.
I'm sitting here like, why do I have a migraine? What's wrong?
Yeah,
I never fucking rest.
You're like in a constant state of like panic and anxiety, and you're like malnourished, and like everything's fucked, and like you have like a bunch of emails of people yelling at you, and everything is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing is
your current car insurance payments
stressful.
late. You're fucking.
None of my bills are late.
Yeah, that's
Mind your
good.
business.
That's good. Oh, I'm talking. I'm sorry. I'm not talking about your bills. I'm talking about my bills. My car insurance payment's always late.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I pay it late every time.
Did you get a fee?
No. Usually, actually. Yeah, I usually do have a fee.
You should put it on auto pay.
It is.
Oh, how do you pay it late if it's on auto pay?
Because my card gets rejected.
Oh. Oh.
It's okay. Let's not talk about it. Don't mention it. Don't tell anybody.
Don't talk about it.
The only people in this world that I trust are our podcast listeners.
It could be literally anyone.
Yeah, but I trust them.
I
trust them
don't.
with my life.
I mean, I'd say whatever the fuck I want to them, apparently, but I think I wouldn't say that I trust them with my life, but I also think that my barometer for what you tell someone who you don't trust with your life is very warped.
Oh, you mean like you would tell somebody you don't trust very personal information?
Well, I don't know. I guess like when you're asking me that, I want to say no because it sounds foolish to do. But then if I'm talking to somebody who I just met, I'm like, yeah, so here's the lowdown. This is what everything that's happening right now.
Yeah, here's let me tell you about my relationship with my grandparents and
yeah,
things
literally
that happened
though.
with my siblings recently. Also, this is how my relationship is going.
This is my financial situation. Here's why I haven't moved back to Boston yet. My cat is mad at me right now, and I don't know why. That's, like, completely true. I'm an oversharer. I don't really mind, though. There's not really consequences to it most of the time.
Yeah, if anything, though, I feel like I'm an undersharer.
We're a good match.
I think I sometimes probably, like, don't share enough.
That is true.
And that can be its own problem.
I probably know you the best out of, like, anybody right now, and
Yeah.
sometimes I have to trick you into sharing.
Yeah, even you don't even know anything about me.
That's not true.
I'm just basically a phantom mystery person.
You're not.
My name isn't even Brian.
That's why you brand so hard with it. It's not your real name.
It's not my real name. No, I'm lying. That is my real name. I made the dubious decision a long time ago to brand with my government, as they say. I kind of regret doing that sometimes. Like if I could go back in time, like 10 years ago, I might advise myself to make a permanent moniker that I keep forever.
I lucked into doing that. I don't really know why I chose that.
Yeah,
But
I just don't like it because I'm like, can you imagine if I did gain a lot of notoriety? I would be very easily traceable. Like if somebody like wanted to stalk me or something, like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even talk about this, but like, wouldn't that be like, because my name is public, does not like give them a leg up?
not really.
Really?
What can they do with your name?
I don't know. Look me up in the phone book. Am I in the phone book?
I don't think the phone book exists anymore.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
what
good.
the hell?
I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just fucking making up lies.
Why are we talking about
I don't know.
stalkers?
Let's reverse this. It's okay.
I love you too.
Okay, reverse all of that.
I don't think privacy is real anymore.
Yeah, to a point. It's a privacy is a social construct.
I mean, speaking as someone who's literally had a stalker, there's not a lot you can do, to be honest.
Yeah.
Other than, like, make them terrified of you.
Yeah, like
Act
just
crazy
like buy a gun.
until they leave you alone.
Yeah. Beep 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 boo bap beep boo boo beep.
Why are you singing the uncomfortable song?
Did you hear Twitter's suing Elon Musk because he backed out of the Twitter buying deal?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you piece of shit, now you have to buy us.
Well, he already had signed the agreement, I guess.
What a piece of shit.
So he legally, I don't think, can back out without at least giving them a huge payment.
I mean, the guy's a billionaire. You could fine him $1 billion and he'd probably be fine.
I think the thing is that he also ruined their reputation by saying that he didn't buy it because they're all bots.
I think that nothing Elon Musk says publicly is true.
Interesting.
I think that he is a PR wizard at the same level as the Kardashians.
Yeah.
I think he's just like them.
Interesting thought.
Anyway, that's such a boring fucking subject.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody.
No, it's okay. Let's stay away from the People magazine topics for right now.
Why? I love People magazine. That's all I read.
No. Dude, my fucking algorithm is so fucked up on my Facebook news.
Really?
It's just, I mean, it's Facebook news, so I don't know. But I look at it sometimes just for, like, pop culture shit. And it's like, Pete Davidson, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, Charlie DeMayo, murder. Little boy murdered.
DeMayo.
Yeah.
Person died in Indiana. Woman missing in New Hampshire.
That's, like,
Found.
tame. It's always, like, really vile shit.
Yeah.
Like, first-hand account from the mother of the boy who died because he had a dinosaur balloon stuck on his head.
Oh my god,
Description.
Theo.
Like, that kind of shit all day, all day.
That's horrible.
I know. It's very stressful.
Is that real?
Yeah.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
I know.
Wow.
My phone just wanted to show me that the
Your
first thing in the
phone
morning.
just decided to is just an emotional terrorist.
It was really sad. I felt really bad.
That's a fucking awful thing to think about. My armpits hurt.
Am I ruining the mood right now?
No, I also ruined the mood earlier with talking about like birds flying into tires and dying.
I'm upset.
I think that we just fucked up the vibe.
You're supposed to be taking care of me and nursing me back to health right now.
Sorry about that.
Doing a bad job. Tell me something that happened to you this week that was good.
I did a skate competition, and I won best trick on the flat bar section.
Oh, best trick?
I won best trick on the flat bar section, yeah.
Good for you. I'm proud of you.
It was cool. It's a good time. It's always fun to do skate jams and skate competitions because they I think that they're just for fun. Like they literally don't matter. Like it's the equivalent of like a bunch of like dads doing a drunk softball game. You know what I mean? And
What trick did you do?
why you're not gonna have any idea what I'm talking about.
Tell me. Describe it.
I back crooked the rail, So it's actually kind of a funny thing because I did a crooked grind
I know what that is.
multiple times and to different degrees. I did a shove out on one of them. But it was kind of interesting because I kind of felt like I cheated a little bit because the judge guy was like, yeah, man, you did such a sick job. You did back crook, you did a nose grind, you did an over crook. But to me, I only did a crooked grind a couple times. But from his perspective, it was as if I did 3 or 4 different variations of a crooked grind.
Why did he think that?
Because there's a lot of debate in skateboarding about what the difference is between a nose grind, a frontside over crook, a crooked grind. A lot of people, there's a bunch of tricks that are variations of the tricks that I just mentioned that look similar, and people debate over the names of them. So to me, I did the same trick a bunch of times, but to somebody else who is on the other side of those weird arguments, I did a bunch of different tricks.
Which made it look...
Which is why I won.
Good job, you won.
I won a pair of wheels.
I don't see how that's
I mean a
cheating.
set of wheels.
I don't think that's... They only gave you 2.
They gave me 2 wheels.
I don't think that's cheating because you still did the tricks.
Yeah, I guess. It was fun. It's good times. But I like doing skate comps because it's what my younger self would have wanted.
Could you put real skateboard wheels on a ripstick?
Probably not. You could maybe modify the wheelbase apparatus on a ripstick to fit a skateboard wheel. But I think as they are, they're probably made for the shape of like a scooter wheel. You're asleep over there, aren't you?
No, I'm awake.
Oh.
That makes sense.
You know, we're kind of fighting for our lives here. We didn't mention this, but we're have 0 episodes bagged right now.
Fuck it, who cares?
Nothing in the queue, so we're
There's time.
we're kind of scrambling to make some episodes, and I think we successfully nailed down one today.
Yeah, and we have tomorrow night too.
Yeah, and we can just shut this off right now and be done with this episode.
How long is this episode?
1 hour and 2 minutes, but after I cut out something from earlier, it's probably going to be like 59 minutes.
When I overshared a little bit too much.
It's okay. It's just you don't want to lead.
I don't want to tell people my address.
Stop. That's leading. That's leading towards...
Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. I love you.
Love you too.
It's because if you say the wrong thing, it can actually just sound like a challenge. That's all I'm saying. Does that make sense?
I guess so.
Or a prompt.
So like some psycho fuck.
Now I have to cut this out. Stop making more work for me.
I just like testing your little editing.
My editing skills?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I like making the podcast with you.
I do too. You know what I really want to do that I think you could help me with?
What?
I want to build a tree for my room.
You've had this idea so many times in so many different rooms.
You keep telling me you're going to help me do it.
What do you mean? Like out of plaster or something, or wood?
I want to make the frame out of wood, and then I want to wrap it with like rugging stuff so I could vacuum it easily, but that the cat could climb up it.
That's cool. It's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Hey, you falling asleep over there?
No, I'm thinking about the tree.
Should we wrap this up?
You don't want to talk about the tree?
We can talk about the tree. I'm sorry. Tell me about your tree construction.
It would be sick.
Description. Project description. It would be sick. Please
Yeah.
describe the supplies and budget you would need for this project.
Oh my god, I'd rather die.
It would be sick. Just a
Yeah.
couple wood. Pieces of wood.
Just a couple wood and some pieces of rugging.
That'd be sick. Presentation. That would be sick.
I just want to make it clear that I know that I meant rug both times. I didn't mean rugging.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Like a fucking rug, bro. It's just like a rug. I want to reupholster my couch too. It's ugly.
Why don't you just get a different couch? You got that for free.
Because then I have to bring it to the store.
What do you... You mean like... You mean to donate it to Savers?
Yeah, I gotta get it out of here.
That would be easy, except for the part where we had to cut off pieces of the couch with a sawzall, and I accidentally hit your wall with a hammer.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Is that hole fixed?
No.
It's just still there.
Yeah,
Sorry about that, everybody.
I'll fix it eventually.
Yeah,
Probably not till I move out, but...
yeah, that's fine.
Hmm.
So, hey, when we're done recording, what are we gonna do? Because it's like 3:15.
I should probably take like a 30-minute nap.
And then what do I do? I just have to fucking sit here?
You could play a game or watch a show on my TV.
I could get back to my Elden Ring Faith build that I have on your
It's true.
except the PS4 isn't in here.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's okay. I won't do that. That's a stupid idea anyway.
You play Minecraft on my laptop.
Literally, I would rather die. La 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 la. Well, boys and girls, and everybody else,
Time might be up.
seems to be the end of this episode.
It's the end of the line for you and me.
What did you say?
It's the end of the line for you and me. The listener.
Yeah. Theo is asleep right now.
I'm awake.
You're asleep.
I'm not sleeping.
You're spiritually asleep.
You're mentally asleep all the time. So.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Ah!
Everything's fine, you dork.
I'm hungry.
This is the podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo!
Whoop, 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 whoop. Cue the outro. Piano music. Hell
Is it an
yeah.
outro?
Don't worry about it. You don't need to know if there's an outro or not. You don't even know what it is.
We have an outro, did I ask?
Do you know about the outro?
I just knew we had an intro.
Don't worry about the outro.
What's the... Oh, no, I recorded it.
You did
It's
record
me.
it. It's fucking you. All right.
I did such a good job, too.
Yeah, you did.
It's like, welcome to the Boston Art Podcast.
That's not the outro.
Boston's premiere art podcast.
You're talking with the intro. Okay, I'm shutting this off now.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Boston Art Podcast is an independent DIY production by Brian Huntress and Theodora Earthworms. The information contained in this episode represents the views and opinions of the original creators or our guests, and does not represent any institution, organization, or business. Find us on Instagram at Boston Art Podcast, and tune in for a new episode every Friday. Thank you for listening.